κολλάνε, όμορφα μάτια μπλε, και θα είναι η βράδια κομπλέ. Μην το σκεφτείς στιγμή, τέλος η δισταγμή, πάμε στην κορυφή. Κι αν είσαι θάλασσα, εγώ σ' αγκάλιασα. Κι αν είσαι άνεμος, εγώ σε κράτησα. Κι άμα το αύριο είναι στο χέρι μου, άσε για πάντοτε το καλοκαίρι.
Welcome back to Hovardas Heritage, and we're picking up right where we left off on the ferry from Corfu en route to Lefkada. We're driving down south along the coast on our way to the next destination at Lefkada, passing through another small town called Sivota, and this is the little bay and this is the beach. Very nice. Check out the houses up there high on the hill with the great ocean view. And as usual, no parking whatsoever. And this is the little bay at Sivota Beach. Beautiful.
Κάπου εκεί το hip hop μου πήρε την καρδιά, και από τότε βάζω ήχους και λέξεις στη σειρά. Και κάθε φορά μοιάζει λιγάκι σαν αρχή, κι αφού χορέψαμε με μπάσα και μπότες, με τόσους διακόπτες που έχουν περάσει το Σαββάτ. Απόψε θέλω λίγο να χορέψουμε με αυτή τη λούπα πίσω, και μπροστά ένα hi-hat. Μουσική για αυτόχθονες, για μετανάστες και για πρόσφυγες. Τα πάμε και πιο παλιά.
We've arrived in Lefkada after another day of transit. I've lost track. Every place is better than the other. We're in Lefkada right now.
Στη Λευκάδα είναι κοντά που είναι ο Σκορπιός, το νησί του Ωνάση. Έχει ένα άγαλμα εδώ πιο κάτω, θα πάμε να το δούμε τώρα, να βγάλουμε και φωτογραφίες. Είναι πολύ γραφικό, ωραίο μέρος και έχει πολύ μεγάλη αριστοκρατία εδώ πέρα.
And a lot of money circulating around here. Theo, Jim, can you just explain for the layman folks who is this Onassis character and what should we know about him?
Ο Αριστοτέλης Ωνάσης είναι μικρασιάτης και στη ζωή του αυτός εδώ πέρα έγινε σέφα εμίλαινε, μοναχός, δηλαδή έκανε την περιουσία και ό,τι ήθελε έκανε. Μέχρι παράδειγμα ήθελε να παντρευτεί τη Τζέκη Ωνάση, τη γυναίκα του Τζον Εφ Κέννεντι όταν πέθανε, και τα κατάφερε.
Would you say that he had μεγάλα αρχίδια?
Ήταν αφοσιωμένος. Όταν ήθελε να κάνει κάτι δεν σταματούσε με τίποτα. Τα έκανε όλα όπως το Μέγαν Αλέξανδρο με το σπαθί του. Ό,τι ήθελε έκανε.
So long story short, he was a κλαπαρχίδι?
Όχι.
What, they didn't ring like bells when he walked?
Απλώς ήταν πολύ έξυπνος και determined to get what he wants.
All right, well that was very politically correct. Thank you. This is the Limani of Lefkada. We're in Nidri at the moment, and these are the surroundings. We're in Lefkada, trekking towards waterfall number 2. We've seen one waterfall north of Halkida, and it was a spectacular experience. Now we're wanting to check out another one, and this is the surrounding landscape along the cliffs with a lot of maple trees growing, fig trees, olive trees, and a lot of wild shrubs growing out of the rocks. Wow, massive boulders. Some rocks that have fallen from up above.
Στεκόσουν στην άκρη με ένα τσιγάρο ανάμεσα στα χείλη. Σαν να έψαχνες κάτι να σου μοιάζει με χάδι στον κόσμο που δεν μπορεί να σε κρατήσει.
Successful waterfall trek, part 2.
Μαζί σου θυμίζει μια εποχή που δεν έχω ζήσει. Είπα μια μέρα θα μας κάνω μουσική κι έτσι θα μείνουμε για πάντα ζωντανοί στην πόλη μπλεγμένη. Μα εσύ είσαι ταξίδι χωρίς προορισμό.
Absorbing the lush landscape with a coffee and a little kitten right here under the trees. Local honey or meli made right here on site, and a quick break leads us very nicely into more beach hopping. Here we are en route to world famous beach Porto Katsiki, and we're not even at a lookout. We have simply pulled over in the middle of the road to make our own lookout because, in the words of Theo Paul, we bloody feel like it, mate. We have arrived in Porto Katsiki beach of Lefkada, commonly rated as one of the best beaches in the world, let alone Europe. And that's the view. You can understand why. Alright, listen. Paleo Kastritsa was 10 out of 10. The island of Paxos and Antipaxos was 11 out of 10. What kind of rating do you give that? Wow. Hands down the cleanest beach I've ever seen in my life, Porto Katsiki. Now this evening, thanks to an awesome recommendation from our lovely hostess at Hotel Niras here in Lefkada, we are at the seashore at a local taverna, having a delicious dinner consisting of fasolia, calamari, swordfish souvlaki, magaronia, and of course, biuzaki. We're in Kathisma Beach, and that's the view. Γεια σου Theo Paul.
Γεια σας,
Χρόνια πολλά. What's it like spending your birthday in such a filthy, polluted part of the world?
Terrible.
Baba, it's 10:30 a.m. and we're in the water of the Ionian Sea. What's your rating for Kathisma Beach?
I reckon it's 5 million star place.
5 million star rating. And you just can't believe how crystal clear the waters are, and everybody's absolutely loving it. We're about halfway through our holiday. Pine trees on the mountains, Sand and pebbles on the coastline and turquoise swimming pool quality salt water in the ocean. You can see Babai out there in the distance and a Megali Bedra right in front of me, and it's just a beautiful little pocket of the earth. We're here at Mandarinos traditional Greek cuisine. It is June the 16th, Vega and we're waterfront. This is the view, and we're having a nice little celebration for Theopol.
Theopol's birthday.
We've got some macaronia, we've got some cordobolo souvlaki me patates. Oh, we've got some yemista.
I'm 35, by the way.
36, don't lie.
Okay, all right.
We've got
You got me.
we got the macaronia με τα
Garides.
Wow, your favorite, Theo.
Yeah.
And we've got the
Prawn Campari, they call it. in
girino
Australia.
souvla. Ade yamas. And the later of Uzo, of course. Now, as I'm sure you can tell by Captain Nick's absolute disinterest in this portion of the conversation, the Iwazaki was flowing and the discussion quickly filled with a few good old malachias. Theopol went on to tell us stories of the Hovardas brothers growing up in Sydney, including a few yarns from his panel beating days, some of which may or may not have been incriminating. But despite the countless times the brothers have gotten on each other's nerves or under each other's skin, what's most important and what matters is that the three brothers are here together, reunited in their homeland, in the Patrida, here in Greece, together for the first time, celebrating Theopol's birthday, and me here recording, documenting it all for the memories to be enjoyed for Hovardas heritage to come.
Με τον όμορφο χώρο σπάστα όλα και θα τα πληρώσω εγώ. Σπάστα όλα και θα τα πληρώσω.
Just when you thought you had seen the best beaches, clearest waters, and most beautiful landscapes of your life, we will be highlighting two more hotspots here in Lefkada. Right now we are at Ayofili Beach and will shortly be heading to Megali Petra Beach. We're in Megali Petra Beach, and you can understand why they call it that. And Theo, you just tell us a little bit about how was the drive to get down here?
When you go to a wonderful place like this one here, you will always find the more difficult the drive, the better the beach. It's a climb. You have to go up the mountain, narrow road where cars have to literally, when they bypass each other, you have to stop and give way. And after about, how long did it take us?
A good 45 minutes.
And about for half an hour to 45 minutes drive just to get here. Then we have the usual obstacle of finding parking. When I say parking, it's not the parking you have in Australia. It's a sort of parking where you have to find, sometimes you have to move rocks.
Off-road.
Off-road. So you can make an open and clearing because you can't block the road, of which one way up and one way down.
funny we're here and it's worth it, because the more difficult the drive, the better the beach. Baba, what do you think about Big Rock Beach, εδώ με τις μεγάλες τις πέτρες?
Τα μεγάλα βράχια είναι και εδώ ωραία περιοχή, τέλεια θάλασσα, ζεστό νερό, τι άλλο να θέλουμε.
Are you relaxing?
Πολύ.
I'm just on top of a big rock. Had to get the GoPro to share the view. There's just massive petres, and if you just bear with me 1 second while I climb up and have a look at the surroundings. Look at that. I've never before been in a situation in my life where day after day after day I'm just saying it's the best beach I've ever seen in my life. But yesterday was the best beach I have ever seen in my life. And the day before was the best beach I had ever seen in my life. But yet again today, it's the best beach I've ever seen in my life. Unbelievable, guys. That's the Ionian Sea. And that's the pine trees on the mountains in the back, dropping alongside the cliffs. And that's these huge marble rocks in the turquoise waters, and it's just too good.
Δηλαδή, πώς να σου πω, και μιλάω μόνο σε αυτούς που θέλω.
Και φαίνεται,
Δηλαδή, μπορεί να περάσει κάποιος και να μην μιλήσει καθόλου.
Είσαι γνήσια κοπέλα, και I like that, you know.
Θεία, ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Περάσαμε μια χαρά εδώ και άμα μπορείς να στείλεις λίγα χαιρετίσματα πίσω σπίτι στην Αυστραλία.
Να στείλω πολλά χαιρετίσματα στην Αυστραλία, να είναι καλά όλοι εκεί οι Έλληνες, να θυμούνται την πατρίδα, όποτε βρίσκουν ευκαιρία να έρχονται εδώ γιατί τους αγαπάμε και μας λείπουνε, να βλέπουν τα μέρη τους, τα μέρη που γεννήθηκαν, να βρίσκουν φίλους, συγγενείς που έχουν χρόνια να τους δούνε και να σμίγουμε όλοι μαζί και να περνάμε όμορφες στιγμές. Αυτό εύχομαι.
Τι ωραία που τα είπες, Θεία. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Thank you. Thank you. Έτσι, μπράβο, Θείο. Ευχαριστούμε. Ευχαριστούμε.
Ήταν να μείνουμε, μπήκε μέσα πρώτος, έβαλε ένα μπουκάλι σκότ στο ψυγείο μέσα, εμείς ιδέα δεν είχαμε. Μπήκαμε μέσα, ξέρω εγώ, κάνει ανοίγει το ψυγείο, είμαστε τυχεροί, ξεχάσανε το ποτό τους.
Cheeky bastard.
Θέλαμε, αρχίσαμε να πίνουμε.
I'll give you one thing. He will come up with any bullshit excuse, but he would always entertain us. Never he was negative. He was always positive. He will say the best things. He will put a lot of incorrect things in his conversation, like he discovered the solar. He will tell you ότι αυτός εδώ πέρα εξερεύνησε, ξέρεις αυτό, εξερεύνησε εκείνο, όλα αυτά πέρα. But at the end of the day, he was a good company.
Υγεία.
Ήταν a difficult person, but είχε a unique vision, especially για investors.
Και τι εφάγαμε?
Εδώ πέρα έχει κοντοσούβλι, όπως βλέπετε, έχει το κοκορέτσι, είναι το γραφικό ορεινό, χάσα από ταβέρνα ή ψισταριά που λέμε, ας πούμε, γενικά. Εμείς σήμερα έχουμε διαλέξει να φάμε το φαγητό μας με σαλάτες και με ουζάκι που τους αρέσει, ας πούμε, το Αποστόλη και του Aidan, Και εγώ με τον Νίκο διαλέξαμε κόκκινο κρασί.
Γούζο.
Πες του, θέλω να δω το θείο τον Νάκο όλη μέρα.
Όλη μέρα μιλούσε για τον πατέρα σου εγώ. Τους λέω, άμα θέλετε να πάτε εσείς κάπου, πηγαίνετε, εγώ θα κάτσω με το θείο, τους λέω.
Ναι, από εκεί σκεφόμαστε να πάμε και να πάμε πύργο, Ολυμπία και να έρθουμε από την Καλαμάτα έτσι.
Ναι, και αυτό είναι πολύ
Ναι.
καλή ιδέα είναι. Φαίνεται να σε δείτε.
Ετοιμαστείτε και ερχόμαστε.
Έτοιμοι είμαστε εμείς, μην αγχώνεσαι.
Έλα, πάρε το γιο μου να σε ζαλίσει τώρα.
Για δώσω, ναι.
Άκου να δεις, ξαδέλφος μου, ξαδελφέ μου, άκου να δεις, γιατί τα ογιδίσιμα μου είναι πιο καλύτερα από τον παπά μου και από τον θείο μου.
Το πιστεύω αυτό.
Ναι, έτσι το πιστεύεις, γιατί είναι σωστά που λέω. Εγώ είμαι ο μάγκας. Εντάξει, να τα λέμε από κοντά και να πιούμε λίγο ουζάκι μαζί.
Μάλιστα.
We are making the trek today down from Lefkada towards Nafplio.
Πελοποννήσι.
The three brothers, for the first time together, will be setting foot in their hometown, and that's the bridge that you can see there connecting the north of Greece to the Peloponnese. What is it called, Theo?
Ρίο Αντίριο.
Rio and Dirio. So quick little pit stop for the epic historical footage, and we will be continuing our journey towards the hometown. We're getting closer to the village. Again, this is the bridge connecting the north of Greece to the Peloponnese. We're right here at the edge. It's the only road that takes you back to the village. There is a fortress here on the water, and you can either access the Peloponnese via ferry boat or via the new suspended bridge. Getting closer to see the family and see the birthplace. We are leaving the north of Greece behind, and we are heading to the Peloponnese. Lieutenant Jim, we are leaving the north of the Greece behind, and we are heading towards the Peloponnese. That is the bridge separating the north of Greece, connecting it to the Peloponnese. You are with your two brothers, and for the first time you're stepping on your homeland together. We're approaching Nafplio, where you were born, where you're from. All the family is there. They're all excited to see you. I'm just wanting to ask what kind of feelings and emotions you're going through to be seeing your homeland for the first time with your two brothers on this beautiful day in Greece.
Yeah, it is epic. Everybody is acting different. With me, I feel calm, very calm. It's like you're going home, you know, sort of thing. So it's a good feeling, you know, like it's hard to put it in words, but I am excited, and I can't wait until we see everyone, that sort of thing over there. And you know, we sometimes we are a little bit critical here because we're used to Australia. But when you are in Greece, you have to sort of go with the flow.
Wow, well said, Theo. All right. Well, we'll check in with you guys again when we're back at the homeland. The ferry is approaching, and we're just about to step foot on the Peloponnese. What a trek. What a day, and what a journey. This is about to get really epic. On the way through to Nafplio on the coastline, and we have stopped for some local produce. αυτά είναι κάνουν το σπόρο μέσα. What a shop.
Okay, did you read the sign here? This is under surveillance.
You don't want to mess with that doggy.
You gotta get one of those.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Θα το πάρουμε να το κόψουμε εμείς.
Check this out. Look at this baby.
Hey, Aidan.
Ella.
There's something you haven't seen in a long time.
Oh my God!
Πάρε εδώ πέρα, πάρε εδώ την ώρα που το τρώω.
Έλα, bye.
Τα χείλη μου ξέρα και διψασμένα γυρεύουνε στην ασφαλτό νερό.
We are still en route towards Nafplio, the birthplace of the ancient Olympic Games, not the modern Olympic Games in Athens. This is where it all started.
And also here, στην αρχαία Olympia, is where they light the flame every time they have Olympic Games. And then it travels around the country. So the flame is lit here, here. It's very interesting ride, very history, and we're gonna take some footage for this trip.
Awesome church. This is where the marathon starts. And as Baba was explaining, it wasn't even a marathon, it was a messages being delivered by foot, and that's the origins of what we now call the marathon. You can hear the birds chirping. We have stepped foot on the Peloponnese. Three brothers are together. We are in the historic site of ancient Olympia. There is tourists all over the place, traveling from all over the world to check out the history here. Some of the nicest, most well-kept gardens we've seen so far. A lot of oleanders as usual.
Pine trees.
Massive pine trees. Some rosemary as usual. And a lot of olive trees. Walking towards the ruins. Ruins of the stadium and the track where the very first Olympic Games was held, as well as ruins of houses and hostels where all of the contestants would stay and would bathe and would compete. Wow. You just can't imagine how all of this looked a couple of thousand years ago. Some of those pillars still erect and some of that brickwork still intact. Wow. These are seats of the dignitaries of the sanctuary who were responsible for the sacrifices carried out at the altars. This is the sanctuary of Philippion, 338 BCE, construction completed by his son Alexander the Great. This is the Temple of Hera, the oldest temple of the sanctuary. According to legend, this is where they kept what was called the disc of sacred truth. Look at those columns, still standing. And these ruins here are of what they call Nymphaion, a monumental fountain aqueduct donated by Herodes to his wife for the sanctuary. And this is what's called the bases of Zanes. Zanes being the plural form of the name Zeus, where statues of Zeus were placed on 16 bases, and they were erected to show the fines that were imposed on athletes who had cheated in the Olympics. So they had inscriptions on the bases and the names of the athlete and what kind of infringement of cheating they committed, as well as what he was being penalized for. And we are walking through to what was the ancient Olympic Stadium, 5th century BCE, older than Christ himself. You can't help but feel grounded, strong, close to your roots. Wow, look at that. Look at that, 5th century BCE, ancient, still looks great. There would have been statues, there would have been marble seats. There would have been somewhere for the judges to sit. There would have been altars for the sacrifices. There would have been stone, marble seats. There would have been what we would call the starting line. Wowee. Wowee. Wow. And we all would have been in the nude, baby. The torch has been lit. We're at the starting line. And the winner gets Uzaki and Oktobodi. Baba was commenting on how solid these walls are. Theo Paul, can you give us a rundown on what your analysis is of these retaining walls?
Well, the structure hasn't really changed from this era to the era that we're in now. So they've staggered the stones. But these are big stones. Like this wall is really straight for its age. Like this is today's wall built by an amateur would be probably worse than this.
And that is coming from Theo Paul, the walking laser level, so you know it's bloody straight.
Yes, you can tell. It was all arched here. There was the main stadium, so the athletes that would walk underneath here.
Amazing architecture.
They're all staggered, like amazing. Like it's like each rock that they placed, they thought about it. Like it took them time to work out where they're going to put this rock. You know, they needed to have a plan. Look at it, straight. It's amazing. These guys were freaking legends.
These are the ruins of the council house, the meeting building for the Olympic Council, where the statue of Zeus existed in the center, where the athletes and judges would take the sacred oath before the beginning of the games. So that's a few highlights from ancient Olympia, an epic place full of history and even more special to visit with the family on our heritage trip. And that concludes part 3 of our Hovardas heritage journey. We've made the most out of our short time in Lefkada, ticking off some bucket list beaches, soaking up the summer sun, and of course celebrating Theo Paul's birthday together in one of the most beautiful places on earth. And from there we crossed over to the mainland to explore ancient Olympia, discovering the roots of the original marathon and the very first Olympic Games held in honor of Zeus himself. Make sure you join us for part 4, the culmination of our Hovardas heritage trip, as we journey to Nafplio and Argos, the birthplace of the Hovardas brothers. This will be the peak, the zenith of our adventure, where we reunite with family, have some more laughs, some more food, some more memories, and of course some more malachias. Thank you for watching. This is Hovardas Heritage.
Στη νύχτα ακροβατώ